Let's take a look at the chart action for Ethereum. All right, so what I'm looking at right now is we have support right here and we have support right here. I'm looking at this trend line going something like this. Right now, or yesterday, we dipped below it pretty hardcore, but it looks like we bounced up and it looks like we're right above it right now. So what I'm wondering, same with the total crypto market cap, are we going to close above our trend line, our rising trend line, or are we going to close below it? That's going to give us I think that's, for me, that's going to give me the signal whether we're going to keep trending to the upside or if we're going to go and get a correction further to the downside. There's a couple different things I'm looking at right now. I think if we could hold this pattern right here going to the upside, we might be looking at a channel pattern, something like this. We have that top right there and that top right there. Drag that all the way back, and we're looking at like a channel pattern, something like this, which is pretty bullish until we break the bottom support line. So yeah, in general, if we could stay above this trend line right here, I think we're in a rising channel, something like that, and we might be coming up to retest the all-time highs. The other thing I'm looking at though is we have resistance right here and we had resistance right here. So you could also argue that we have a trend line going something like this now, basically a top. So what I'm wondering is, if we keep trending up, are we going to be able to break this trend line right here going to the upside? I think if we break this resistance right here, that will be a good sign, something like that. This also kind of looks like we're forming a cup and handle possibly. So that, well, there's the cup right there. And if we start trending down in a channel, something like that, like I talked about on Dogecoin, then we're possibly in a cup and handle. But right now, like I said, we're looking at this channel pattern and possibly this resistance line right there, something like that. Like I said though, let's see if we could close above this big trend line or if we close below it. All right, so in a bullish scenario, we'll get support and we'll keep trending to the upside and we'll test this trend line right there. But in a bearish scenario, let's say we break to the downside, what I'll be doing is looking at these previous support levels, something like that, and maybe something like that. But we could also do a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top, something like that. And I also have limit orders set right now at the 38% level and the 50% level, just in case we go back down. So the 38% level is sitting around 3154 and the 50% level is sitting around 2884. So I have a limit order set right here and I have a limit order set right here in case we go to the downside. All right, so we're looking at Ethereum to Bitcoin right now, and we've been watching this flag pennant pattern, something like that. We got to break out to the upside right here. I was saying that we want to break above this resistance line right there and possibly this red line. So we came up and we got a little bit of resistance somewhere like right here pretty much. And it looks like we were trending to the downside compared to Bitcoin, or we still kind of are. But if we go into like the 4-hour time frame now, we had a little kind of flattening out going on right here, and then we had a downtrend, something like that. So I was watching this trend line right here, and it looks like we're breaking it right now on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see how high this can keep trending to the upside. Basically, if this is going up, this is good for Ethereum. If this is trending down, it's good for Bitcoin. And like we've been talking about, if we go back to the daily time frame, I think if we could break out of this area right here going to the upside, we're going to be targeting this next red line right here, which is the previous all-time, or one of the previous tops over here. We had a top right here and we had a top right here, and then we had a top over here. So those are the red lines that I have on my chart, and those are the lines that I'm watching for resistance if we can start pumping up even harder. All right, so if we jump over to Cardano versus Ethereum, basically Cardano has been going down to Ethereum, which is good to Ethereum. If this chart's going down, that's good for Ethereum. And we're still in this downtrend right here. We were testing it all in this area right here for all these candles. We actually came up, pumped a little bit, but it looks like we're back trending down now, which is good for Ethereum, or makes more of a case for Ethereum. Right now, what I'm gonna do, we got this little pump to the upside, but we couldn't hold support. We're getting resistance now. What I'm going to do is readjust this trend line right here. Now I'm looking at resistance right here and right here. So basically the trend line changed a little bit, but in general, what I'm still watching are previous support levels. So the next support level that we're watching is something right here. We got a wick down right there. Let's see if this level, something like this, we could do a horizontal line in trading view, something like that maybe, or maybe even draw to the wick. I would say draw to the bottom of this support right here. We got support right there and we got support right there, 2 wicks. So let's see if this can be the line maybe that we get support on, and then maybe we can break out and we could start looking at Cardano a little bit more. But until we do break this trend line going to the upside, we're going to be wanting to look for Ethereum, looking at Ethereum, should I say more, and it makes a better case to be looking at Ethereum in general. All right, so we're back on Ethereum on the daily time frame. What I've been doing the last couple days is I've been kind of speculative up here. So I was taking some profits. I actually still have a position up here, but we dropped down. And since I took a bunch of profits up here, I actually closed my shorts, or I covered my shorts right in this area right here. I covered some of my shorts, and then with also some of those other shorts and profits, I put in limit orders right here. So what I'm basically watching is to see if we can keep hold of this uptrend going to the upside, or if we break down and we fill my limit orders. I have positions right here, and then I have a position right here, and then I'll see if I could get positions in this area as well. If we start breaking this trend line right here, I'll probably close these limit orders and I'll start dollar cost averaging as slowly, if we keep on going to the upside, doing something like that. Let's see what this daily candle does, or maybe even tomorrow's daily candle, if we can keep holding this support on this trend line going to the upside. And we'll have to see what happens when we hit that trend line, or let's see what happens if we kind of start falling to the downside. If we look at the crypto watch list, it looks like Ethereum to Bitcoin's doing pretty good. Litecoin's doing decent. It's like up 1%, somewhere around there. Ethereum's doing decent, 1%. And pretty much a bunch of red. Everything else is red, pretty much. The Dogecoin is up 1%. Polkadot to Bitcoin is up 1%. Sushi's doing good, 2% up. Solana's up 7% again. Crazy. All right. If you guys like that video, hit that thumbs up button.